So recently, an article came across my news feed showing FDNY firefighters pulling not one, not two, but 3 victims out of a fire. Now, if anyone knows anything about the statistical survivability of victims inside of a fire environment, they would know that this is a straight up miracle of God, and those firefighters are straight up studs. But unfortunately, the news is calling some of their tactics questionable. So let's take a second and explain why we do what we do, why it's proven to work, and why, undoubtedly, it is a reason why 3 people were saved that day.
When firefighters arrived, they found flames and heavy smoke inside this second-floor apartment. Blocked from entering the apartment, firefighters had to break in through a wall to gain access.
Right there shows you how ridiculously talented these firefighters are. Not only did they do their standard structural firefighting setup, but when they went into the building, they were met with obstacles that were making their job even harder. Then on top of that, they had to breach a wall to get into the victim's apartment to remove them from the building. And I hate to burst your bubble here, but when you go inside of a structure that's on fire, it doesn't look like this.
Listen carefully, listen for a cry.
It actually looks like this. Nope, your screen didn't go blank. This is what we see inside of a fire. Absolutely nothing except for the dark abyss of whatever fears we still have left creeping around in our heads.
The video was shared on social media, raising concerns about the actual rescue.
Look, I completely understand why people would be upset about us pulling a victim across the ground to remove them from a structure. But I promise you, through years of studying things like thermal layering, smoke banking, even human biomechanics, this is by far the most efficient, best, and safest way to remove someone from a structure. In fact, I'm gonna show you why. You see, when your house catches on fire, something called thermal layering happens. Back in this back room, all this hot, flamey, bad stuff is shooting flames and smoke up into this hot no-go zone. And our job, once we find you on the floor, is to keep you in that cool, oxygen-filled Goldilocks area as long as possible. Because if we throw you over our shoulder like those movie-riding studs, it's probably not going to end very well when we shove you up into the smoky carbon monoxide area. So we promise you, even though it doesn't look good, it is by far the best area for you and us. Look, I can promise you at the end of the day, our biggest concern is always saving lives. No matter what, we will always get the job done. Sometimes it's not the prettiest, but unfortunately, firefighting isn't the prettiest. But I promise you, we know what we're doing and we will always be there for you. So thank you so much for watching and be safe out there.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.